That's true. Fate's Call can also, you know, get Willer out of there. It's kind of cute if you do steal that one away. Lehens, what are you picking for Keen? That is the question, as Jace, a consideration here, and they are going to lock that one away, so a lot of damage from our top laners in this game. Interesting drafts to start us off. Let's jump onto the Rift.
I think getting an advantage in the jungle can really pay off. As I said, top lane matchup can be heavily influenced by the jungle, but also this bot lane matchup, not just for the matchup itself, but against a Corki comp. If you let Gen G stack dragons, he's getting no support from there. So he's going to try and steal this, gets level 3.
Nicely done, and then...
But look at the bot moving already.
Yep, Canyon says, yeah, well, you can contest me on that one, but can you contest me on this one? Because I have Smite and you do not.
And then you know there's no chance you contest the red. They continue that pressure down to the Krugs as well. So Canyon really doing well in this regard. Oh,
another hook is going to come on through here as Canyon doesn't find the Shattering Strike. Ignite actually coming on through as now Willa is in this top lane. Keen could be in trouble. Tries to look for the hammer boop as he's going to get taken down. There is the first blood and it goes over to clear.
But Keen TP's back up to catch it. They're posturing for a dive here.
This is dangerous. Okay, they do manage to layer the CC decently, but Execute's going to flash his way out of there. Lehens down to about 200, but is able to successfully tank up the turret for his teammates.
Yeah, it's actually really dangerous playing Tom into Rel because she can actually Q and destroy your Grey Health Shield. Intuitive is like a Lee Sin.
Yeah.
And he's in trouble again.
Yep, Willa's coming in. The Harpoon, second one is going to land as he does manage to hammer boop back the Wukong, and Clear gets another kill. This Jace not working out so far. Maybe we're going to have to go into the school of Noggery to find the 0-2 power spike for Keen. As good knock-up is going to connect onto Lehens, steals his own ulti away. And then there is, you know, a couple of Void Bubs going over to FearX anyway as the dust settles. So not exactly the greatest for either side, as you said. Overreaction maybe from FearX. As Chovy taking a lot of damage from Closer. Rockets connecting. Down to about 300, as now Canyon looking for the Wukong, and he will be able to find it. Keen now burning, and Clear is just huge. Oh, is he going to survive? The answer is no. And Clear, can he get another one? Just the Flame Spitter damage is ridiculous with these Sorcerer's Shoes, and Canyon almost died too. Is strong as Execute and Henna will move their way up. And it looks like package going to be used to get back to the lane. They will give this one up unless Canyon can go for a cheeky little steal. Over the wall he goes, and down to 41. That ain't the best. As Execute, he's over the wall. Magnet Storm going to be used as Canyon does use the flash in order to get himself out of there. And Willa tried to follow, but is unable to actually lock down the rail. So, good work for Canyon to get out, and now they're starting up another fight. Pays throwing some sticks into Execute as Henna does take a lot of damage with that one shot. I think it was just a pierce from Pays. Not really going to find too much more, just because that kit was really, really funny. Okay, Clear moving on in. He is spotted. This is an aggressive teleport from Chovy, who is going to have to get out of there. There is the Cyclone. Keen has to flash as well. The rest of Gen G have found Execute, though, who is very dead, and they're unable to actually get on these solo laners. Looks like the Rift Herald is going to be secured here by Gen G. Just a little bit of a split call, and then Execute is just caught by himself.
Wait, we've actually seen...
Oh, never mind. Chain isn't going to connect, but there is the ultimate from Lehens. Great buffer on the dredge line as now Willa coming on in. Equalizer is in a good position. And now Pays dancing around the fight. He's going to take down the monkey first. Lehens, how dare you survive with 0 health? Oh, FearX deserved one for that as the Dawning Shadow is going to do absolutely nothing, and they take down the Rift Herald. 1,000 gold the lead here for Gen G as Willa finds a rocket to the face. Canyon, he's going to face check, but he is kind of one of the players that can do so. And now Fox in a bit of trouble. Lehens just waiting for a target. Equalizer is decent this time around, but they're just a bit too mobile. The Flash Cyclone comes in, and that's going to be enough. Clear picking up a double. And now, FearX can just move towards this dragon and grab the first mountain.
Click and go, engage like Rel or Nord. You're relying on people getting up close and personal, having the flankers.
Ooh, nice buffer once again, but this time Lehens might be in trouble. Have to use the Fate's Call to get himself out.
Thing is as well, because you have poke from both the Corki and the Jace, Chovy's actually still maintaining a decent amount of rockets. 3 left gives a lot of power.
Oh, there's a crash down. Magnet Storm is Clear. He puts down the Equalizer, but he's not going to survive through it. And Canyon, yeah, he was snared, but they managed to get themselves out. And without their Rumble, and especially now that all of that money goes over...
Eclipse would have been the better spike, but regardless, it doesn't mean he's going to be hard to kill.
Well, there's an Abyssal dive as Canyon could be in trouble here. He's taking a lot of damage. Dawning Shadow as well is going to be layered on top. Crashdown comes through, but he's still dead. Clear with the Flame Spitter. Going to be able to get some revenge after he crashed down on top of him just before in their jungle. And now, with no Canyon, this should be Fox starting off the Baron, and there's no Equalizer used in that little exchange either. So they can still have a fair bit of power to try and defend.
Yeah, the important thing is Chovy out of ammo now.
Yeah.
Produced.
In goes Lehens. The Baron down to under 50%. They look for the turn. The Equalizer is not great. And there's the flash forward from Lehens. Clear. Oh my goodness, Closer taken down by Keen. The Fate's Call is massive, and Gen.G just roll over the top. It didn't even look close. Henna's flashing, but he's still going to die. It was a last-ditch effort to pick up a kill onto a Lehens that was definitely going to die.
Chovy knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
and now he has both.
And they're just has both. Okay, the Equalizer going to be ignored here by Keen, but the flash is not very ignorable. So he's going to be taken down 2, 4, and 7 now, unfortunately, for Keen. But the rest of his team are going to break open the base. As a teleport, this is a very aggressive play. The Equalizer down once again. Man, it really does not like Keen very much, who is dead once again. Does do a bit of damage back, but it is not going to be enough. So, VRX making sure they keep Keen in the Death Chamber for as much time as possible, even if it may potentially cost them their base.
Oh, no.
We're getting big ones in the chamber. As in they go, package going to be delivered. Oza finds him. My God, the damage is huge. And he does go down, but he kills the Tahm Kench in the meantime. And Fox, look at their health bars. Pace wasn't even there.
Yeah, that was a 3v5.
Oh, golly. Okay, well, Pace isn't going to be able to win the game off the back of this. But yeah, this is what we meant. As well, that's a max range hook. Really nicely done. Lehens might die almost, but no, never mind.
I think he's not able to end the game of this. Senel used a scout. The thing is, I actually don't have that many blue trinkets. They have 1 on execute, so
6 items.
Oh, that's a lot of poke.
Oh,
that is
God. Okay, well, there's a Magnet Storm on to just execute. Willa looks for the Cyclone, not exactly massive value. They have so much extra mobility that they can use. That Magnet Storm was fine, but Closer not going to be able to do it by himself. Execute finally taken down. Shattering Strike, high value there as Willa. Oh, he's trying to do his best, but it's not really going to work. Because look at that, Keen able to get his revenge. And yeah, Canyon just going to be following Henna here, who wants to get back to his fountain as best he can, but I don't know whether it's going to happen. In goes Pays, but no, Henna is going to be able to make it onto his fountain. Is it safe on the fountain? Another question possibly worth answering, but Gen.G going to be distracted by winning the game for the moment, as Henna finally will be taken out, and it's Chovy's rocket that is going to do it. Gen.G will take game 1 in the series. Bot lane, Corky.
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Wow, isn't this really cool? What a fair champion!
Fair and balanced gameplay experience.
Man.
I still am a little bit, as Darius is going to be locking. You love to see it.
You know, they could have taken Corky, Cassante, and they didn't. I want everyone to take a moment to think about that.
Yeah.
They could have done that to us, and they didn't. So thank you very much, Gen.G.
It's going to be a really fun game between these two teams, and there's no Corky. It's the greatest. Jump onto the Rift.
How that does pan out in this one.
Well, right now, you can see setting up for a little bit of a tussle in the early laning phase. Execute and Henna just checking the brush as Lehens throws out an auto. And the logistics program going to be thrown forward.
Yeah, you know, Execute went Q level 1 just to try and sustain the harass, but that pretty much guarantees you have no real pressure in return. Which I think is fair. I think it's rough to try and contest Kalista on our level 1. It's not the easiest, but definitely just going to play defensive and wait for probably level 3.
Like that. But you really can abuse it, and that is precisely what's happening here. We're just diving. There's the bailout, and it is not quite going to work. Thankfully, though, Pays doesn't pick up the turret aggro, and it's support for AD carry, and so therefore, Henna is still on 0. He was just zoned away from the wave forever, I think is basically what happened, as Willa's making his way in. Some boops coming down here, but the Udyr is in so much trouble. Apprehend, Keen says get over here, but
he's got the boop!
Yeah, Willa, he's trying to get this one to work out, and he will find it. The double kill answer, and the jungle Brand, who is still keeping up with the Brand, with his haunting guys, as now Henna is by himself. And there's a handshake, and Henna is just gonna die, and the bailout doesn't actually occur because Lehens didn't die early enough. That's a bit of a shame here.
Yeah.
Now Execute's coming on over. The cleanse is going to be used as now Pays has some sticks into him, but actually isn't going to be able to get them stacked up enough in order to actually get the kill onto Execute. And so yeah, Keen is still very, very, very far ahead. As we said before, Clear will still do his job, but the Darius will do his as well, especially if he continues to just lay waste to the minions. Genji should be able to grab this dragon for free, 8 minutes time. Willa is on the top side of the map and does want to challenge this Darius, who almost has his flash back up and available. It is so incredibly close, as there's a lot of minions here as well. Goes to being popped, as Apprehend comes down from Keen. He has spins around. The flash does come through, but he's still dead. Really nicely done here by the Fearex top side of the map. And even more money for the Brand.
His flash just came up, and then he immediately used it again. Nice gank there from Willa. But this is kind of the problem when your bot lane is bleeding out. Canyon doesn't even do anything apart from walk up to that brush and just say hello.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Pretty gross.
I just love that we're seeing, you know, we kind of had it from T1 as well. Oh.
Okay, there's the Magnet Storm on to Execute. Hostile Takeover is just a little bit too slow, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was, you know, of all the champions to try and make that play on, Rakan is definitely one of the harder ones to pull it off against. So
yeah,
I like the play, I like the aggression, but it's very hard to make that work. You know, especially when Execute has flash and is paired with a Xayah, so the E range is so long. But regardless, they're still just. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was on 4 plates before that play. To press all his buttons.
And it does have Featherstorm this time around. He is not as vulnerable as he has been in the past. Lehens moving forward, looking for that angle. And there he is. He's going to find it. On to Execute. Somehow, they just managed to pick off a Rakan and kill him. And now Henna is going melee range. I don't know what happened there. He was infected by something, but the bottom lane are going to go down, and Genji will take themselves a Rift Herald to see who's going to be driving it. It was Canyon last time, did a pretty good job.
I really expected more. I guess he's not as fed as maybe we were led to believe.
Well, Execute looking to go aggressive as Lehens just going to flash out of the way. I love it though, love the idea, the gusto. The turret is going to fall down, but now Canyon could be in trouble. Willa just trying to wait for some cooldowns, but now Pays, he's stacking up the sticks, and they are really starting to hurt. Somehow, Canyon and Lehens will be able to wander their way out because Pays is just too scary. Out of the way of the Emperor's Divide. Not sure about all of these engages onto Rakan's. As now Close is going to go onto Chovy here. Magnet Storm to pull him away. But he does have to snap back, and somehow Chovy's surviving. Oh, thank goodness Brand has some dot damage, so they are able to take down the Pigeon. Fearex, can they get anything else, though, is the question, because Pays is still absolutely huge. And Keen has been building items for a while.
That felt like such a mammoth effort to make that play happen. And it feels like, oh, they got Chovy, but Chovy was 0-0-0.
Yeah.
I think they need to get Pays as well, and they just used a lot of cooldowns.
And now Pays is moving up. Canyon wants to kill Closer here. There's a hostile takeover. It is going to land onto Willa. That means that he's not pressing buttons then, as the Featherstorm is going to come down. The bailout comes through, and Henna is still going to die. So Pays, he's able to go back home. 5-0-1 now. Oh my goodness. Oh, Closer, can you actually find him though is the question. He gets the knock up onto Keen, who's not exactly the easiest target to kill. Just finds an ultimate and presses it, because why not? Chovy is still going to build it. This must be the most popular one. As Canyon going hunting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and he'll find him as well. Willa not allowed to go home. Pillar of Flame comes down. Canyon says, so what? And now Chovy sets up the soldiers, and they are able to take down the Brand.
Well, it would be a shame if it was after 20 minutes and there was a big purple wave. Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, there we go.
Well, remember I said about the Brandle in the Baron pit?
Yeah.
I think he's going Wit's End.
But I like the Wit's End.
The Rukin would be fun.
It would be funny. As, all right, Keen is going to find a whole lot of bad guys and likely die. Does manage to get a lot of damage down beforehand, though, as now Henna at 300 health is in trouble. And Willa, he's really dead. So that is going to be the first one for Pays.
Pays is coming.
Yeah, and Lehens is too. He's actually looking pretty scary on this Renata, as Henna with some Alcove Gaming, and immediately he is going to get executed. Canyon break as well, only a 30-second window. As all right, FaZe throws in Lehens to look for that knock-up. Execute gets over the wall, and Magnustorm is just going to be used clear. He's trying to run around and be Udyr, but unfortunately he's just dead. Just unable to do anything at all, and the difference between this Udyr and some of the ones that we've seen today, oh, it's very large. Yeah, Chovy just going to sweep them up. There goes the Brand, there goes the Xayah. No more damage is left, except for Closer, who is out of there as best he can. And Gen.G, I don't think they'll need a soul from the Dragon in order to win this one. I think they might just put it to rest now. Hostile takeover on a single target, because why not? There is only one left. And now, with their Baron buff, they'll take down these Nexus turrets, and Gen.G will remain undefeated here in the LCK and remain in first place.
In typical Gen.G fashion, if the first game is close, the second definitely isn't, making it look like...
Oh, it's a rough time. And speaking of rough, my goodness. Lehens did double the damage of the enemy AD carry.
Yeah. Well, you know, we told them not to pick it.
Thank you very much. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Chovy and FaZe on the side of Gen.G. Congratulations! Gen.G is now 6 wins, undefeated. Chovy, how do you feel? We had already made a statement that we will win it all at the beginning of the season, and I'm really happy that we were able to keep our words. And FaZe, this is your first POG. How do you feel? I feel like last year I got a lot more POGs and more frequently, but I guess I had to get my first one after 6 matches. I think it was just all thanks to my teammates doing so well, so I'm really happy that we were able to grab this victory today. And Chovy, you are now at 400 POG points, tied for first with Baker. How do you feel? I think it's just the era of mid laners ruling the Rift, so that's probably just the way it is. And so the opponent focused on top today, giving Keen a very hard time. So what was the team's plan to play it out? After game 1, Wukong got counter jungled the entire time on the bottom side of the map. I think in the end, the draft was also not really in favor of Keen, so that's probably why, but I think he overcame his struggles pretty well today. And Chovy, Corki had a very important job today, and there is a key moment that led you guys regain control of the game. Do you remember this part? So you were able to get a shutdown on a Fed Rumble. So did you expect to win this big team fight? Since the enemy is starting Baron, we knew that our poking will be a very big threat to the enemy. So I believe that we're able to win because we were in a really good position to turn things around. So do you think Corki deserves to be banned? I feel like, yeah, you should probably consider banning Corki. It would be a good idea to ban Corki in the future. FaZe, in game 2, you guys blind picked Kalista and played against Xayah and Rakan. And you put so much early pressure on the enemy to the point where they couldn't even properly see us. So what was the strategy here? When it comes to playing Kalista and Renata W allows you to put a lot of pressure. And I believe we were able to track the enemy jungler well, and we knew where the jungler was, which allowed us to actually play really aggressively there. And there is another shocking highlight. Azir died, and you guys forced a 4v5 team fight. So can you walk us through this moment? I feel like it would have been pretty risky, but We all had a lot of faith in Keen, and we actually went in and forced, and we were able to chase the Zaya down until the very end, even though I would have to sacrifice myself. And so, in an interview, head coach Kim mentioned that the bot lane has to improve their laning phase, and it felt like we saw a perfect play at bot. So, what has Coach Mata taught you? So, in the process of trying to build chemistry, I think we were able to have a lot of deep conversations with Mata. I believe there are a lot of things that we can fix and improve. So we'll make sure that we are able to continue to grow as a team. Would you like to say anything to Mata? We'll do well. And Chovy, Gen G is the only team who is undefeated. So what do you think is the driving force for being unstoppable? I believe the type of support that we have been getting from all our Gen G fans is probably what is driving us to be undefeated. But after the break next week, you guys will face KT Rolster. Are you confident you will be continuing the winning streak? After our Lunar New Year break, we'll make sure that we are able to win against KT Rolster. I believe it's really nice to be able to show a good performance in front of all of our fans. And Pace? We have a lot of strong opponents in the remaining schedule against everyone in round 1, but we'll make sure that we are able to continue our winning streak. And any word to your fans? Any Lunar New Year greetings to them? A belated Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year, and I hope that you guys enjoy a lot of good food. Stay healthy, please. And this will be the end of the interview with Chovy and Pace of Gen G, and back to the space.